society. So next. So these are actually leprosy reaction are immunologically mediated um, responses which occurs during the course of the disease, either maybe acute or subacute, and the inflammation affects the skin, nerves, mucous membrane, and other sites. The reaction can be seen in anywhere, either before therapy, during therapy, or after therapy. Early detection, early diagnosis is required for to prevent the deformity and disability in case of leprosy. That's the reason why you should know about leprosy reaction. Fine. So there are broadly two types of reaction, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is a reversal reaction where it occurs in the borderline group, mainly borderline tuberculoid, borderline, and borderline lepromatous. However, both the poles are not spared. Then second comes the type 2 reaction, which occurs mainly in BL and LL type of patients. That is another form of reaction is that is Lysio phenomenon, which occurs in case of Lysio leprosy. We'll be discussing type 1 and type 2 reactions first. And when do the reactions occur? As I already told you, it can be before treatment, at diagnosis. At diagnosis means the leprosy signs or symptoms may be the first presentation in case of these patients. Fine. So during treatment also you can see leprosy reactions, and after release from the treatment, you also can see delayed type of reaction or ENL type of reaction. Fine. So there are various precipitating factors like infection, vaccination, and usually various studies has shown that pregnancy and postpartum time the reaction actually increases. And in addition, psychological stress and trauma can also lead to lepra reaction. So these patients should be monitored more frequently for prompt management. Fine. Am I audible to you all, please? See, I always enjoy the live classes, but there is no other options. So can you please tell me how many types of reactions are there? Can any one of you can answer me how many types of reactions? Leprosy reaction? Usually two types. Third one is Lysio phenomenon that can also come under type 2. That's good. Very good. Very good. Bhavika, Dhairya, thank you. What are the features should make you understand that the multiple that can give rise to reactions, so that accordingly you can counsel your patients. Fine. So like multiple lesions, if a patient has multiple lesions, that suggest of the low spectrum and nodular type of lesions, or infiltration is there, and lesions close to the peripheral nerve that can predispose to that can give rise to neuritis. And mainly if the lesions are on the face, I'll show you the pictures after this slide. And people with nerve thickening with or without functional impairment, and patient having or slit skin smear more than 3 plus, they also um, uh, are vulnerable for lepra reaction. So how do you differentiate between type 1 and type 2 type of reaction? Because broadly they are divided into two type of reaction, that is type 1 and type 2. Basically, the type 1 reactions occur in case of the borderline group BT, BB, and BL. It is a cell-mediated delayed hypersensitivity type of reaction. How do they present clinically? Actually, the existing leprosy skin lesions, they suddenly becomes reddish, swollen, warm, painful, tender, but rest of the skin is normal. Sometimes fresh lesions may be noticed, maybe those lesions which were in apparent during the presentation of leprosy lesions. Fine. So next is the nerve close to the skin may be enlarged. They may be tender or painful with loss of nerve infection in the form of claw hand or wrist drop or foot drop. Fine. But general condition usually is good. Sometimes they may or may not have fever. Eye involvement in the form of lag up thalamus. Fine. Due to involvement of the nerve can be seen. Usually here you do not see any other organ involvement. However, in case of type 2, you see involvement of the systemic involvement. Fine. You see a very poor general condition and prominent fever, general malaise. So this is how you differentiate between type 1 and type 2. Type 2 is antigen antibody reaction. Here what do you see um, is there may be a red, painful, tender, cutaneous or subcutaneous nodules which are bilaterally symmetrically present mainly on the extremities, and the trunk may also be involved. Fine. And nerves may be affected in type 2, but usually most commonly affected in case of type 1 reaction. Okay? And systemic manifestation is very common in type 2 reaction that we'll be discussing in the latter part of the slides. For example, if the eye is involved, they may present as iritis, iridocyclitis, like that. So lepromatous nodules also can be seen. Okay? This is how you broadly differentiate between type 1 and type 2 reaction. So here what do you see here? What do you see in this picture? Can you please, any one of you can just suggest what do you see in these two pictures? Type 1 beta, type 1 and ENL, they are type 1 and type 2 reaction. Listio is one sort of type 2 reaction only. ठीक है, वो लिसियो लेप्रेसी में दिखता है, उसको टाइप 3 जस्ट मैंने मेंशन किया, बट you broadly remember that two reaction, type 1 and type 2. What are these lesions? Very good, Nilan. Red and inflammation, red erythematous, raised edematous lesion, very good, on the face of the child, very good. Erythematous plaque, they are more than 1 centimeter of size. Okay, hers, they are all plaque lesions. I can't see any papular lesions exactly, but you can see plaque because some are annular on the hand. You can see some are annular lesions. They are very shiny, erythematous and edematous. Good. Oh, thank you. See, the face lesions, actually they are very important because facial nerve palsy of lower motor neuron type can occur in this patient. So we have to counsel the patient regarding that. If the reaction appears after taking MDT, they should come back to you as early as possible for further management. Okay, good. So the more clear view, hers, you see there are annular lesions on the right side of the Index on the dorsum of the hand, extending from index finger towards the thumb, that is the center, that is clearing. And we can also see aneurysms on the forearm. ठीक है, ये borderline type of lesions लग रहा है. Here, what do you see over here? Anyone other than Nilayan and Hals? What do you see? यहाँ पे क्या lesions दिख रहा है? Red shiny plaques, very good. What else? What are the type of lesions? Shape क्या है? Shape क्या है यहाँ पे? Do you see the pseudopodia? मैं mark करूँ तो दिखेगा? अच्छा, see this is the annular lesion, ठीक है ना? सेंटर में क्लियरिंग है, and that is the elevation erythematous shiny lesion. You see, look at this lesion, they are very shiny, ठीक है? And here you see that is pseudopodia, ये वाला यहाँ से ऐसे extend कर रहा है from the periphery of the from the margin of the main lesion, ठीक है? Here also pseudopodia, and this is another annular lesion, ठीक है? This actually borderline type of lesions, ठीक है? ठीक है, okay. See, here you can see a lady who is having a big or large plaque on the face and the nose. Is a single plaque. You can see erythema and edema. So this suggests of type 1 reaction. Type 1 reaction means from the existing lesions it will become erythematous and edematous. Once they subside, they will give rise to scaling. That shows that that is subsiding type 1 reaction. That particular time you may have to differentiate it from dermatophytic reaction, dermatophyte from tinea corporis or psoriasis. They may look like, it's not exactly, the picture is not here. I do not have a picture of subsiding type 1 reaction, but subsiding type 1 reaction can show scaling on the surface. Fine. Then comes is mixed reaction. Mixed reaction when there is occurrence of T1R is type 1 reaction and ENL in the same patient, either simultaneously or at different stages of the disease process. But this terminology has not been accepted yet in the world literature. Fine. Then there is another term is silent neuropathy. So what is that silent neuropathy? When the patient comes to you or to the physician, they detect the signs. The patient as such doesn't have the symptoms, but the physician detect either the sensory or motor impairment. Fine. Without without evidence, nerve tenderness or spontaneous nerve pain, paresthesia or numbness. As most features are similar to neuritis due to type 1 reaction, silent neuropathy too has been included under type 1 reaction. So what do you see in type 1 reaction? Usually, as we have already discussed, either the skin lesions are the painful, tender or swollen, and there may be painful, tender, swollen peripheral nerves. Signs of nerve damage in the form of loss of sensation and muscle weakness. Fine. And signs of eye involvement in the form of weak eye closure, red eyes due to exposure keratitis. That's usually this happens due to lack of thalamus. Okay. And swelling of the hands and feet can be seen. Not usually, but you may find. Sometimes new skin lesions. That means those lesions were invisible or not apparent when the patient present to us. That are leprosy lesions. Fine. This again you can see edema in case of type 1 reaction. You can see erythema and erythema on the periorbital area as the on the existing lesions. So type 1 reaction either it is mild or moderate or severe type. Okay, mild type of reaction when it occurs in when the pre-existing skin lesions becomes erythematous and tender that way, but it doesn't ulcerate. That's what is mild type 1 reaction. Here the nerves are not affected, neither you see any constitutional symptoms or edema of hands and feet. That's why only pre-existing skin lesions will be red, erythematous and tender, no ulceration. That is mild type 1 reaction. In severe type 1 reaction, the lesions, they are red, painful, they may ulcerate. And in addition, you can also see pain or tenderness in one or more nerves with or without loss of nerve function. Third point is either you get see erythematous swollen skin patch on the face around the eye, or skin lesions overlying the major nerve trunk, may be associated with constitutional symptoms, marked edema of the hands and feet or face. Clinically, mild reaction, they respond to NSAIDs. However, here in the severe type 1 reaction, they do not respond to simple NSAID. We may need or systemic corticosteroids. And the patient may also present with increased or new muscle weakness, suggestive of motor loss. Fine. So, can you please tell me what is the difference between the mild and mild type 1 reaction and severe type 1 reaction? Yeah. Chalo. Chalo, next type 2 react. Oh. So next week, let us discuss about the type 2 reaction, that is or erythema nodosum leprosum. How does this erythema nodosum leprosum they present? They present as a crops of multiple 1 to 2 centimeter size, painful, evanescent, erythematous, firm, tender, either cutaneous or subcutaneous nodules. Usually present bilaterally symmetrically on the extremities, and the trunks may also be involved. That's fine. Usually ENL are associated ENL patients, they present with fever, malaise, peripheral edema, arthralgia, arthritis, bone pain, or involvement of the eye or testes in the form of all itis like idocyclitis, iritis, lymphadenitis, or orchitis. There may or may not be nerve impairment. And the systemic involvement is there in the form of either proteinuria or hematuria. And the typical characteristic of these lesions are when these nodules fade, they leave behind bluish brownish marks, followed by brownish hue in the skin. That's how you differentiate it from erythema nodosum due to tuberculosis or any other infection underlying in the patient. So here, so what do you see over here in this skin, in this picture? Mild one has no ulceration. Why? Thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you. Ulceration normal system. Very good, very good. So, what do you see in this picture? Multiple nodules. Very good, very good. So you see multiple nodules bilaterally symmetrically present on the extensor aspects of the upper extremity. That's fine. Very good. Next. What do you see over here? Same nodular lesions. Good. Good, good, good. What do you see here? You must be having ophthalmology posting. No, no, no. What do you see? That is erythema, redness. Basically involvement of the eye. uveitis, uveitis, yes, uveitis अंदर में देखेंगे ना उस slit lamp में, है ना? Good, good. हाँ, हाँ, yes, yes. Thank you, Nilayan. Only Nilayan is answering. Nityunjay, very good. Hmm. So what do you see over here? What is this? मैंने लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे. Postular ENL. See, they have subsided with scarring. You can see a deep-seated scar over here, and here you can see ENL necroticans. The lesions uh, they are followed by necrosis and scarring. Here you can see scarring. Necrosis. Okay. So okay. Now we'll come to how to differentiate mild type 2 reaction and severe type 2 reaction. So mild type 2 reaction will have only intermittent drops of new VNL and mild fever less than 100°F, and all other things won't be there. Other nerves are not affected, no other organs involved. Only two components, intermittent drops of ENL and mild fever less than 100°F. That's okay. Severe type 2 reaction में उसके अलावा सब कुछ होगा. क्या होगा? These ENL lesions will become they ulcerate, give rise to ENL necroticans. I have already shown the picture. They may the patient may have a high fever more than 100°F. There may be involvement of the eye in the form of uveitis, iritis, iridocyclitis, like that. Okay, there will be involvement of the nerves, pain and tenderness in one or more nerve without or with loss of nerve function. And recurrent ENL more than 4 episodes per year. Okay, clinically mild reaction, not responding to NSAIDs. Okay, for 2 to 4 weeks. They also come under severe type 2 reaction. Sorry. Then there may be enlargement of the lymph glands or testes. There may be tenderness, involvement of the other vital organs like kidneys, liver, bone marrow and endocardium may be there. ठीक है, ये सारा type 2 severe type 2 reaction में होगा. Then we will move to the and also dactylitis. ठीक है, painful swelling of the small joints. They may present as a rheumatic they may present as a rheumatoid presentation, no? Okay, so there you may have to differentiate it from this disease. So what are the differential diagnosis of erythema nodosum? We have erythema nodosum leprosum. So one is erythema nodosum that I already discussed, that erythema nodosum usually may associated with tuberculosis or any other streptococcal or viral infection or sarcoidosis, usually present on the scene. They last up to 7 days, whereas erythema nodosum leprosum, they don't last longer. They are transient and they subside, leaving behind a brownish discoloration. Okay, and erythema nodosum doesn't ulcerate. That's fine. Whereas erythema nodosum leprosum, they can ulcerate. And you can also find various types of ENL. They are like either EM type, urticarial type, bullous lesions, in addition to whatever we have already discussed. So how will you take a history if you see a case of leprosy with reaction? First, you ask regarding the pain and swelling or ulceration of the skin lesions, whether it is present currently or present in the past. Now, whether there is difficulty in closing the eyes, that will suggestive of lack of thalamus or exposure keratitis, or there is photophobia, redness of the eye. Okay, that will suggestive of type 2 reaction. New weakness in the limbs in the form of wrist drop, claw hand, foot drop, and weakness while and you can also ask the history of weakness while attempting to do any activities in the day, using their hands and feet, and whether there is a new areas of numbness. So while you examine, so these are the following features you should look for. In the skin, we have already discussed that erythema and tenderness and edema. And in the nerves, you should look for whether there is pain or tenderness in a nerve, there is any swelling, hmm, or any new loss of sensation or new muscle weakness. In the eye, we have already discussed that either there is pain or redness in the eye, new loss of vision, any weakness in eye closure, if there is any photophobia. Fine. So this is a these are the pictures which depict how will you palpate the peripheral nerves. This is how you palpate the median nerve. Fine. And here this is palpating the ulnar nerve. These are the things which you already know. And palpating the peroneal nerve and the lateral aspect of the what is that, fibula. This is how you do your sensory examination. Like if you do so here, and this one will suggestive of which nerve involvement, where I am putting the arrow. Allah, very good, yeah, very good. And here ये वाला, ये वाला क्या होगा, ये पैर वाला, वेरी गुड हर्ष, कॉमन पोटेटो। दूसरा वाला लैटरल साइड, ये एनाटोमी है सारा। पोस्टर टिवेल है, सैफेनस कोरी डाला है। सैफेनस किसका ब्रांच है नीलेन? चलो, ये तुमने एनाटोमी अच्छी तरह से तुम्हें आना चाहिए। ये वाला कहाँ कहाँ पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा, ये next we'll go to the next slide. So this is how you will do the motor examination. What is this person doing in this picture? कौन सा नर्व टेस्ट कर रहा है? अल्लर नर्व। सुपरफिशियल पेरोनियल, सुरल। भाई पोस्टीरियर टिबियल होता है, भाई टिबियल होता है, भाई लैटरल साइड है ना, चेक कर लेना, ठीक है। And this is how you do check for median nerve and peroneal nerve by asking the patient to do dorsiflexion, and you put the pressure, you give a resistance uh, while the patient will be doing dorsiflexion. That's how you check for peroneal nerve. Okay, these are this is just to a few examples how to test for the nerves. So this is already we have discussed signs of severe reaction, pain or tenderness on the nerves, new loss of sensation. Uh, this already I have discussed testes and involvement of lymph nodes and joints. So investigation, what will you do when you do slit skin smear from these lesions? If you take from the UNL lesion, what do you see? You see fragmented bacilli, erythema nodosum leprosum. You see fragmented bacilli if the patient is on treatment. Fine. Usually on the ENL also, in the early part of the lesions, you may see some neutrophils, even in slit skin smear. Okay. If you see solid bacilli, then the patient is infectious, has not taken treatment, or the patient is if has completed the treatment, then maybe resistance, or maybe the patient has completed the treatment and patient presenting to you with a case of relapse. Okay. When you take a biopsy in type 1 reaction, what do you see? In type 1 reaction in leprosy, you see granuloma. है ना? Langerhans cells and collection of epithelioid cells and lymphocytes and Langerhans cells. In case of borderline tuberculoid leprosy, without any reaction. When you see reaction, what do you see? You see edema, loosening of the granuloma. Fine, loosening of the granuloma. You usually don't see any acid phase bacilli in type 1 reaction, but loosening of granuloma, edema, and presence of Langerhans cells, these are the marker for your type 1 reaction. Okay. And then in case of ENL, erythema nodosum leprosum, when you take a biopsy within a period of 72 hours, you see plenty of neutrophils, Okay. But after that, you see all chronic inflammatory cells like plasma cells, eosinophil, like that. And what else do you see? Again, edema either in the dermis or on the subcutis. Okay. In addition, you also can see vasculitis and panniculitis. Okay. So let us come to the management part. How do you manage? First, even if there is a reaction, you should counsel your patient not to stop MDT. Okay. MDT should be continued, and then you give analgesics or anti-inflammatory drugs if it is a mild type of reaction. Okay. And treat any other infection or infestation under any underlying infection. Okay. So how do you counsel your patient? You reassure the patients that reactions can be treated. They are not a side effect to MDT. Doesn't mean that MDT is not working. So rest is very important. Give rest to your patient, and any other precipitating factors should be um, ruled out, and the patient should continue MDT along with the specific treatment for reaction, depending upon whether it is mild or moderate. So coming to the medical management, see, milder cases you give NSAID, but in case of severe cases, either type 1 or type 2 type of reaction, you have to give systemic steroids. Usually people are in case of type 1 type of reaction, they give steroid. They start with 40 milligram, they reduce by 10 milligram each interval of 2 weeks, and they gradually reduce. They give a course of 12 weeks. And where do you give with this type of regimen? In type 1 reaction. And in type 1 reaction, what are the indication? Mainly when there is nerve function, there is deterioration of the nerve functions. Fine. If the even after giving steroids the nerve function deteriorate, then you increase the dose. If it remains the same, you maintain with the same dose. Or when there is improvement, then you reduce the dose accordingly and fixed within this duration. But it also differs in patient to patient. It's not necessary that within 12 weeks the patient may need treatment for a longer period. They may can give a smaller dose. in different cases in the institutional level. Otherwise, you remember this. Then, when the patient is a case of ENL and multibacillary patients, then you start the daily dose of prednisone 40 milligram, and then you can change you can reduce by 10 milligram within a period of 4 weeks, and gradually reach to 5 milligram, and maybe it lasts for a longer period. So for that, when you start steroids, you have to do look for certain things, like whether the patient has the hypertension, diabetes, peptic ulcer, osteoporosis, cataracts, glaucoma, whether there is weight gain. You should maintain a steroid card, and you can give other immunosuppressive drugs like methotrexate, cyclosporin A, which inhibits the IL-2, and usually you give a dose at a dose of 5 milligram per kg per day. This is useful mainly in case of chronic neuritis, and improve sensory impairment, muscular force, and pain. Azathioprine are also given. We usually give azathioprine to reduce the dose of the steroids. In case of ENL, in case of medical management of ENL, we give clofazimine at a larger dose, 30 milligram daily for 1 month, then reduced to 200 milligram daily for 3 to 6 months, and 100 milligram daily as long as symptoms remain. The patient, give a maintenance dose. And the side effects are usually GI disturbances, pigmentation, and ectasis. Though slow to act, but this is the first line of treatment in case of erythema nodosum leprosum. Thalidomide, actually, when recurrent ENL, and the patient is having recurrent ENL, or the patient is steroid dependent, so we give thalidomide for it has got a rapid onset of action, suppress the clinical manifestation in 48 to 72 hours. It inhibits TNF alpha. Okay. And usually you start with the 400 milligram at bedtime, then reduce to 300 milligram for 4 weeks, and gradually reduce. Then you keep a maintenance dose of 100 milligram alternate date for 8 to 12 weeks. And the side effects are like sedation, constipation, peripheral neuropathy, and teratogenic effect. So what do you do before giving thalidomide? You should do a nerve conduction test. Fine, you should do a nerve conduction test, because it also increases peripheral neuropathy. So if there is increase in peripheral neuropathy, you may have to reduce the thalidomide dose. And then what are the indication for replacing steroid with thalidomide? They are steroid dependence, recurrent ENL not controlled with steroids, and chronic ENL with diabetes mellitus, tuberculosis, or hypertension, or early amyloidosis with persistent albuminuria. So these are the things where you need thalidomide. And the chloroquine has also been tried, colchicine, but usually we don't use these drugs very frequently. Okay, this just to cover up other immunosuppressive drugs. Other drugs like azathioprine, pentoxifylline, cyclosporin, methotrexate, and thalidomide derivatives. You should know. Maybe questions may come. Revimid and Actimid, like that. Okay, infliximab, etanercept, just to count your all other drugs in ENL. Management of complication, for neuritis you should use splinting in the functional position with the gentle movements of the prevent contraction. Then when there is no inflammation, you should ask for the patient should go for physiotherapy to regain the function of the affected muscles. Appropriate splints are required. Okay, so you can see various these are the pictures. You can see when the ulnar nerve is involved, there is this picture depicts the elbow flexed to an angle of 90 degree. And here, when the median nerve is involved, the wrist extended to 40-degree. Come for common peroneal nerve, you can see how the splint has been given in this patient. So this is how you give splinting in case of neuritis in Lepra reaction. Okay. Usually decompressive surgery don't do in case of neuritis. We first always the medical management with prednisolone is the first line of treatment. Okay. And next is to ask your patient to take care of the feet and the eye as seen. See, every day they should check their feet and eye and should apply coconut oil and look for any pricking on the by the thorn. Okay. This is the eye involvement is a leprosy reaction. See, you can see this X-ray shows osteomyelitis, showing a osteomyelitis. Here there is absorption of the bones, and you see here you can see a deep, possibly infected ulcer due to loss of sensation. So what did we learn out of this discussion is that the early diagnosis and prompt treatment of leprosy reaction is very important to prevent and development of disability. Diagnosis of leprosy early and treatment of the MDT is very much required. You have to counsel the um, patient regarding the importance of regular and complete treatment, educate the patient and their family for signs and symptoms of reaction and neuritis, and ask them to return to you if they see these signs and symptoms. Okay. Monitor frequently, examining the high risk persons on monthly interval and others after every 3 months. Okay. Timely treatment of reaction and appropriate referral is very essential. Acha. So before we complete this uh, class, we should know what is the difference between relapse and reaction. According to the WHO guidelines, uh, the relapse occurs usually more than 3 years of completing the treatment, whereas reaction occurs within a period of three years. Reaction में क्या होता है? Progression of signs and symptoms are very fast, and the lesions appears over the old patches, and you see pain, tenderness or swelling on the skin and on the nerve. Damage is always sudden. Okay. Damage is always sudden, and the gender you see inflammation underneath. Okay. So how do you how but in case of relapse, the progression is very slow and the lesions appear in the new places. There is no tenderness and swelling in the skin or on the nerves, and the damage is very slow. Fine. How will you differentiate? Once you give a dose of steroids, the reaction will improve. The patient with lepra reaction will improve. Okay. And when you do a slit skin smear from the new lesions, you may see acid fast bacilli. Okay. Where in case of reaction, you may see fragmented bacilli, but in case of relapse, if there is presence of acidified bacilli, you will see an intact solid bacilli. That's fine. So this is how we have come to an end of the reaction. If any queries, please ask. And thank you, Dharya. Abduction test very good. मैम लुसिया फेनोमेनन. अच्छा, लुसिया फेनोमेनन वही है, उसमें ज्यादा द एक्चुअली इन लुसिया फेनोमेनन में द वास्कुलाइटिस ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस रखता है. दिस बैक्टीरियम लेप्री जो है, दे प्रोलिफरेट मोर ऑन द एंडोथेलियम ऑफ द टारगेट, द एंटीजन का जो टारगेट ऑफ एक्शन है वो ज्यादा वेसल्स के ऊपर रहता है. ठीक है। और ल्यूसियो लेप्रेसी बोलते हैं ना, ब्यूटीफुल लेप्रेसी है, लेप्रा जो के, ठीक है, ब्यूटीफुल लेप्रेसी जिसमें डिफ्यूज रहता है, वहां पे कोई सिंगल पैचेस नहीं दिखेगा, वो ल्यूसियो लेप्रेसी है ना, उसी में ही लेप्रेसी रिएक्शन ल्यूसियो लेप्रेसी होता है, ठीक है, ल्यूसियो फेनोमेनन होता है, और उसमें वास्कुलाइटिस पार्ट इज वेरी प्रोमिनेंट, ठीक है, ठीक है बेटा, वो वास्कुलाइटिस पार्ट रहेगा। व्हाट इज वास्कुलाइटिस बोले तो, व्हाट आर द फीचर्स ऑफ वास्कुलाइटिस, पढ़ा है क्या क्या तुम्हें मेडिसिन में? नहीं पढ़ा है, ठीक है। तो जो वास्कुलाइटिस, ये ना वास्कुलाइटिस कंपोनेंट बहुत ज्यादा रहेगा, वो ईएनएल नेक्रोटिकेंस जैसे प्रेजेंट हो जाएगा, ठीक है। ये बायोप्सी लेंगे तो उसमें ना वेसल्स देखेंगे ना, पैथोलॉजी में देखा होगा वेसल्स, उसमें क्या होगा, एंडोथेलियल स्वेलिंग हो जाएगा, न्यूट्रोफिल्स उसमें अटैचमेंट ऑफ द न्यूट्रोफिल्स ऑन द एंडोथेलियल सेल्स, दैट मे बी neutrophils will that will be karyorrhexis around the vessels. Karyorrhexis matlab destruction of the destruction of the nucleus of the neutrophil, that is, these are called nuclear dust, and fibrinoid necrosis in the vessels में, ये सारे components ज्यादा दिखेंगे ल्यूसियल लेप्रेसी में, ठीक है, ठीक है। और कुछ पूछना है? or I'll ask you a question, you just tell me what are the what are the conditions or features those who are prone for reactions, reaction के लिए क्या features patient में होना चाहिए so that they are prone for reaction? Indication, another question, indication of steroid in reaction, indication of systemic steroids in reaction, please इसको आंसर कर दो। indication of steroids in type 1 reaction and type 2 reaction? Another question I asked you, what are the features will suggest that reaction may occur so that you will counsel the patient? What are the features in the patient which are prone for lepra reaction? NSAID is NS not impediment, non-involvement ulceration. Yes, yes, yes. We should start with NSAIDs. For ENL usually NSAID is जब early part होता है, NSAIDs we should start. If they don't respond to NSAIDs, we should go for steroids. Why we should take a chance of NSAIDs? Because usually, yes, you are right. But 60% of the patient, most of the patient, they will become steroid dependent. So that is the reason why you should start with, if there is mild reaction of VNL, then you start with um, NSAIDs and then go for systemic steroids afterwards, maybe in recurrent ENL or ENL necroticans. Very good. The NSAID is not effective. ठीक है, non-implemented ulceration and systemic involvement में ही देते हैं. All sorts of itis, tendinitis, orchitis, iridocyclitis, any sort of, and any involvement of the systemic involvement with systemic steroids. That's good. और ये नहीं बताया मुझे क्लिनिकल फीचर्स क्या देखेंगे जिसमें हम पेशेंट को काउंसल करेंगे कि तुम्हारा रिएक्शन हो सकता है। बस ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन है। निलय, निलयन, फेशियल लीजन, वेरी गुड, नर्व इन्वॉल्वमेंट। ठीक है, फेशियल लीजन होगा। और क्या क्या लीजन्स होंगे? फेस में लीजन्स होगा, या एरिथ्मा, नोडुलर लीजन्स होंगे, नोडुलर लीजन्स होंगे, और इन्फिल्ट्रेटिव लीजन्स होंगे। ठीक है, दीज आर द लीजन्स जिसमें तुम्हें लगेगा कि हाँ इसमें होगा। और स्लिट स्किन स्मीयर पॉजिटिव रहेगा मोर देन 3+। ठीक है, तो इन सब में रिएक्शंस फ्रिक्वेंटली होंगे। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच। आई वुड हैव लव टू हैव अ लाइव क्लास, बट ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच। बच्चे आते नहीं है, हो गया।